Hello everyone, my name is Claudia over at Colourful Creations, and today we are going to be making an orca. I am redoing all of my tutorials that I have recently done because I would like to perfect them. So here I have already conditioned my clay and I am rolling it out. Orcas are a lot leaner in their body, so I'm rolling the clay in between my two hands and getting it quite long. After I've done that, I'm pinching one end of the clay and scooping it up. That way I am able to make my tail. Orcas also have a nose that point upwards, so you're also going to see me taking the clay and moving the thicker part of the clay upwards. Once I have gotten the shape I like, I'm taking some extra clay and I am getting ready to make the top fin and the side fins of the orca. Now that my clay is conditioned, I am taking a piece of the clay and I am shaping it to the shape of the top fin that I would like. You're going to be doing this a few times because you're going to want to have to play around with how big your orca fin is. And I also made the base of my fin a lot thicker. That way it's easier for me to spread the clay around with my rubber tool and give it that nice clean seamless look. You're going to be seeing me use this rubber little tool a lot because I really like having a smooth surface, which is why I use rubber gloves and a lot of rubber tools. I'm just pinching off some excess clay because I felt like my top fin was too big, so I'm just making it a little smaller. Now I'm getting ready to make the tail. The tail is the toughest part of this project. Just the shape of it is really awkward to make with clay, at least I felt so. So what I did was I made two little triangles and then I attached them together. And after I attached them together, I just looked at a picture of an orca's tail and I just tried to get that shape. Making the tail is annoying because it really weighs your clay figurine down, as you'll start to see here. So you really want to just make sure that that base of the tail is nice and strong and that your tail isn't too big. So you're going to see me taking some excess clay off of this tail as well and really pinching it to thin it out so it doesn't weigh too much of the figurine down. Again, I'm going over it with my rubber tool and I'm just smoothing everything out so everything is nice and seamless. Now I'm getting ready to make my side fins. I make my side fins, but I don't attach them yet because it's really hard to add the white to your whale around the side fins. So we're just gonna make the fins so they're ready, and then we're gonna go to our white parts of the whale, and we'll add the white and then we'll add the fins. I'm cleaning up my station and getting ready to use the white clay. I'm starting off with a fresh pair of gloves because the white clay will attract everything that you have on you and on your surface area. So you want to clean off your area and put on fresh gloves and wipe everything down so your clay doesn't turn gray or dusty or get little hairs in it, which it's still going to get hairs in it and it's still going to get dusty. It's inevitable, but you can do these little steps to help minimize that. What we will be doing here is taking the white clay and getting it in the shape of a belly. So I'm getting it in oval shape, and then I'm taking my roller and rolling it out as thin as I can, and then I'm going to be taking my knife and I'm going to be cutting out this weird Y shape, upside down Y shape into this clay. And the reason why we're doing this is because that little slit is actually gonna wrap around your whale, giving it that like orca look underneath the belly that every orca has. And here I am attaching it to my orca. I'm going right up to the tip of the nose and I'm taking that slit, I'm spreading it out over the belly area near the base of the tail, and I'm just attaching it onto my whale's body like so. Clay is very malleable, especially if it's well conditioned, so you want to make sure that your clay is well conditioned, and if you don't stick it on as hard as you can, it's very easy to just lightly attach it and then move it around with your fingers like I'm doing here and with your tools to get the shape that you're looking for. Again, you just want to have a little pinch near the top of your head for little orca's nose. And now we are making not the eyes of the orca, but the white parts of the orca that looks like eyes but isn't eyes. So this was another tricky part of the project, just because they're all different. If you look online, they're not all perfect. So I just stuck the white clay to my glass surface and I used my fingers to get the shape I wanted, and I used my razor blade to peel it off of the glass so it wasn't hard to get off. And you're gonna have to do this a few times because the first few times you do this, it's gonna be too big for your orca's face, body, whatever. And you're gonna have to cut off some of the excess. So as you can see here, I'm just getting the shape I want. I've got it stuck to the glass surface. And then you're gonna see that I'm gonna use my razor to help me get it off of the glass surface. And then I'm gonna try putting them on my whale's face, and the first time I did it, they're just way too large. So I cut off the excess, like I said already. Don't know why I'm repeating myself, but I cut off the excess and I just make it a lot smaller. A little thing, or I guess a little trick or tip that you can do is to make them as close as possible. I take one that I like the most and layer it on top of the other one, and then I cut it around kind of like a stencil. As you can see, that one was way too big, so I'm just cutting off some extra, putting that piece on top, using it as a stencil, making sure they're sisters. They don't have to be twins, but they can be sisters. And here I accidentally wrecked my glove. Again, if you don't stick it too hard to the body when you first do it, when you first attach them, they're really easy to move around on the body. So don't full force stick the white parts onto your whale right out the get-go. So I'm trying to make my videos under 10 minutes long, or at least 10 minutes long. This is part 1 of our Orca. Part 2 is going to be coming up here shortly. I finally found a video editing app I think I like. I hope you guys like it too. Any tips for me to make better tutorials are greatly appreciated and welcome. I love constructive criticism. It's the only way we learn how to grow. And I can't wait to see you in part 2. Part 2, we add the moon and the flowers, and I show you guys how I clean up my figurines afterwards. Here I'm just pushing the eyes and the white to how I want them to sit on my whale's face. Now, once I have all of the white set up how I like it, and it's all even as I can get it, and I'm happy with the way it looks, I get ready to attach my fins. So we are attaching our fins, and I am just putting them on the side of the whale's body. That makes sense. Like I said, don't be shy or be afraid to use reference photos. I use reference photos. That way I know how my whale's supposed to look. And like I said, see you in part 2. Part 2, we add our moon, we add the flowers. And I can't wait to see you guys again soon. See you later.